Here are the top 25 movies of 2017, revisited after 5 years. Number 25, The Greatest Showman. The story of a visionary American showman who rose from nothing and created a traveling circus that became a worldwide sensation. Starring Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, Michelle Williams, Rebecca Ferguson, and Zendaya. Number 24, Phantom Thread. A renowned dressmaker meets a strong-willed woman who soon becomes a fixture in his life and his muse and lover. Starring Daniel Day-Lewis, Vicky Krieps, and Leslie Manville. Number 23, Paddington 2. Paddington picks up a series of odd jobs to buy the perfect gift for his aunt's birthday. But when the gift is stolen, he embarks on a quest to unmask the culprit. Starring Ben Whishaw, Hugh Bonneville, Sally Hawkins, Brendan Gleeson, and Hugh Grant. This is a sequel to Paddington from 2014. Number 22, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. While the Resistance prepares for battle against the First Order, a young apprentice develops her newly discovered abilities with the guidance of a Jedi Master. This is episode 8 out of 9 movies in the main Star Wars film series, starring Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac. Number 21, Wind River. An FBI agent teams with the town's veteran game tracker to investigate a murder that occurred on a Wyoming reservation. Starring Jeremy Renner, Elizabeth Olsen, Gil Birmingham, Graham Greene, John Bernthal, and Kelsey Aspill. Number 20, The Big Sick. Cultures clash when a comedian and a grad student fall in love, but after a mysterious illness threatens their relationship, they must face their true feelings and family expectations. Starring Kumail Nanjiani, Zoe Kazan, Holly Hunter, Ray Romano, Anupam Kher, and Bo Burnham. Number 19, I, Tonya. The legacy of a competitive figure skater is tarnished when her ex-husband injures a rival in a poorly conceived attack in one of the most infamous scandals in sports history, based on the true story of Tonya Harding. Starring Margot Robbie, Sebastian Stan, Allison Janney, Julianne Nicholson, Paul Walter Hauser, and Bobby Cannavale. Number 18, The Shape of Water. A mute janitor falls in love with an amphibious creature and helps him escape captivity from a secret research facility. Starring Sally Hawkins, Doug Jones, Michael Shannon, Richard Jenkins, and Octavia Spencer. Number 17, The Florida Project. A precocious 6-year-old and her struggling mother live in the shadows of Disney World in a motel looked after by a kind-hearted manager. Starring Brooklyn Prince, Willem Dafoe, and Bria Vinaite. Number 16, John Wick Chapter 2. Forced out of retirement by a former associate looking to seize control of the secret Assassin Society, John Wick returns to the criminal underworld to repay some debts. Starring Keanu Reeves, Common, Ian McShane, Lawrence Fishburne, Ruby Rose, and Lance Reddick. This is the second chapter of the John Wick series, with chapters 4 and 5 already in production. Number 15, It. A group of bullied children in a small New England town band together to destroy a monster that disguises itself as a frightening clown. Based on Stephen King's novel. Starring Jaden Martell, Jeremy Ray Taylor, Sophia Lillis, Finn Wolfhard, Chosen Jacobs, and Bill Skarsgård. Chapter 2 was released in 2019, and there was a made-for-TV version in 1990. Number 14, War for the Planet of the Apes. The apes are forced into a deadly conflict with a human army in an epic battle to determine the fate of both species and the future of the planet. Starring Andy Serkis, Woody Harrelson, Steve Zahn, and Karen Konoval. This is the third movie in the Planet of the Apes reboot series, with the fourth movie currently in production. Number 13, Spider-Man Homecoming. While trying to balance his life as an ordinary high school student and a crime-fighting superhero, Spider-Man faces a new threat that has been prowling the skies of New York. Starring Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, Robert Downey Jr., Marissa Tomei, Jon Favreau, and Zendaya. This is the first of 3 in the latest Spider-Man series. Number 12, Call Me By Your Name. Over the course of a summer, a romance between a 17-year-old student and an older man hired as his father's research assistant will alter their lives forever. Starring Timothy Chalamet, Armie Hammer, Michael Strahlberg, Amira Kazar, and Esther Garel. Number 11, Lady Bird. A high school student plans to escape from her family and small town by going to college in New York, much to the disapproval of her loving, opinionated mother. Starring Saoirse Ronan, Laurie Metcalf, Tracy Letts, Beanie Feldstein, and Timothy Chalamet. Number 10, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. The Guardians struggle to keep their team together while dealing with personal family issues and an ambitious celestial being. Starring Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, Bradley Cooper, Kurt Russell, Michael Rooker, and Karen Gillan. This is the second movie of the series, with Volume 3 coming in 2023, and they had a pretty good holiday special in 2022. Number 9, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Months after her daughter's unsolved murder, a mother personally challenges local authorities by painting controversial messages on billboards leading to their town. Starring Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson, Sam Rockwell, Lucas Hedges, and Abby Cornish. Number 8. Wonder Woman. After learning of conflict in the outside world, a warrior princess leaves home to fight a war and discover her full powers and true destiny. Starring Gal Gadot, Chris Pine, Connie Nielsen, Robin Wright, and Danny Huston. This is the first of 2 Wonder Woman movies, with the sequel being released in 2020. Gal's Wonder Woman also appears in Batman vs. Superman and the Justice League. Number 7. Thor Ragnarok. Thor must race against time to stop the destruction of his world at the hands of a powerful and ruthless villain. Starring Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Cate Blanchett, Tessa Thompson, Jeff Goldblum, Idris Elba, and Mark Ruffalo. This is the 3rd of 4 movies in the series, but Chris Hemsworth also appears as Thor in a few other Marvel movies. Number 6. Baby Driver. After being pressured into working for a crime boss, a young getaway driver finds himself taking part in a heist doomed to fail. Starring Ansel Elgort, Kevin Spacey, Lily James, Jon Hamm, Jamie Foxx, Liza Gonzalez, and Jon Bernthal. Number 5. Blade Runner 2049. A young Blade Runner discovers a buried secret, which leads him to track down a former Blade Runner who has been missing for 30 years. Starring Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, Ana de Armas, Sylvia Hoeks, Robin Wright, Jared Leto, and Mackenzie Davis. This is the sequel to the 1982 film Blade Runner. Number 4. Logan. When a young mutant comes to him for help, an elderly Logan must leave his quiet hideout to battle the dark forces that want to capture her. Starring Hugh Jackman, Daphne Keane, Patrick Stewart, Elizabeth Rodriguez, and Boyd Holbrook. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine appears in 14 X-Men movies. Number 3. Dunkirk. During a fierce battle of World War II, Allied soldiers were methodically evacuated in civilian vessels after being trapped on the beaches of Dunkirk. Starring Finn Whitehead, Tom Hardy, Mark Rylance, Kenneth Branagh, Cillian Murphy, Barry Keoghan, and Harry Styles. Directed by Christopher Nolan. Number 2. Get Out. An interracial couple visits her parents for the weekend, where their nervous behavior leads to a series of increasingly disturbing discoveries. Starring Daniel Kaluuya, Allison Williams, Catherine Keener, Bradley Whitford, and Lil Ray Howery. And before we get to number 1, please subscribe for more videos like this or leave a comment if I missed something important. Number 1. Coco. Despite his family's ban on music, an aspiring musician enters the land of the dead to find his great-great-grandfather, a legendary singer. Starring Anthony Gonzalez, Gael Garcia Bernal, Benjamin Bratt, and Alana Ubach. Streaming services change often. Check out justwatch.com to find out where any movie is currently streaming. Link in the description for the complete list.